Show of hands here. Who has looked at their community or the news and looked at an issue and felt like they couldn't do anything about it? That is exactly how me and my twin brother felt 2 summers ago. And frankly, we were tired of that. We were tired of feeling like we couldn't do anything, specifically with lighting and plastic pollution. Which is why, together with a group of friends from our school, we decided to change that, to have a small team but a big impact. Which is why we wanted to make a product that could turn a plastic water bottle into a sustainable light source. That idea came up with our first product, the Spark 1. The Spark 1 was only really drawn with pen and paper because there were many issues with it. For example, none of the light bulbs we found could actually fit the dimensions of a water bottle, which is why we needed change, and we moved on to the Spark 2. The Spark 2 was everything we wanted it to be. It collected light through a small solar panel at the top and transferred it to a battery where it then can be stored and used for lighting later on. But we didn't want to, now we needed to find a community that actually needed this product. And not only find a community, but we also needed someone to help us distribute it. And we immediately knew which community we wanted to do this in. My home country of Honduras. So we reached out to a local NGO called Sepudo and decided we were going to partner up with them and they were going to distribute our products. But we didn't just want to give them our products and forget about it. We wanted to actually see the communities that our product would actually impact and see whether or not our product could do more than just lighting and plastic pollution mitigation. Which is why me and my twin brother went to the communities and actually saw the people we're going to help. And not only did we see an amazing community, but we also saw a community that could actively be helped by our product. It's also a good thing that we went, because not only did we find real use that our product could be used here, but we also found other issues. For example, this house burnt down in Sepulo's communities through the use of kerosene lamps. Now we knew if these products were implemented, not only could we stop the use of kerosene lamps, but we could also risk the fires breaking out just because of the use of kerosene lamps. But we found out that they needed more products, and we needed to make it more affordable for them to be purchased, which is why we needed a redesign. And we came up with our last and final product, the Spark 3. What we really only did with the Spark 3 was shrink it, so we could cheap up on the 3D resin and actually make more. And through bake sales at our school, we were actually able to make 25 of them and ship them to Sapulo completely free, so that the communities of Sapulo could actually benefit completely free, no charge. And we received confirmation just a couple months ago that they were in Sapulo's communities in use and were being extremely helpful. But not only did we want to just stop here and go off to uni and forget about it, we wanted to inspire others to do the same. To make people believe that you don't have to be a standby guy just looking at everything and feeling like they can't do anything about it. You can do something. And we want to inspire the next generation of students to innovate and do the same, which is why I want to pass on the baton, metaphorically speaking, in this microphone, to the next generation of students.
Now, as the next generation of this project, we aim to continue this brilliant and inspiring initiative. Not only will we help Sapudo in Honduras, but we will also try to move our project to other places in Latin America and South America so that our want for change can benefit the people who require it the most. Now, the best way to make sure that this change occurs is firstly to have a new, more sustainable and more efficient product and prototype. Now, I know what most of you guys are thinking. How is this product so different? What's different about it? Why can't I just go to my local home convenience store and get one for the price that is cheaper of a Big Mac? And if we talk about technology only, it is not much different. It might have the same components, a LED, a battery, a solar panel, and some insulation. However, one thing that I realized while working on this project is that sometimes better technology is not always the most efficient solution. Just because a solution has a better or more complicated computer or a more complex matrix or something does not mean that it is the most effective and logical way to solve a problem. I can give you an example. Let's take trees, for example. They are a really good way to combat climate change, for example. They're not complex, they're efficient, and they're already in use. Yet they combat the problem very well. The same principle was to be used over here, and we decided that to make sure that the people who need this benefit more from it is that we make this product not only more sustainable, but more cheap, and mainly that we can mass produce it. Now, this observation, this whole initiative was based on the fact that a problem was spotted by 8 people who managed to band together and get together and make a project, make a product. And while working on this initiative, it really opened my eyes to what a lot of people miss out on, the problems of other people in this world. We are all privileged to be here in such a school, talking on such a show or witnessing such a show, and we really disregard the circumstances that other people live in. And we really let go of the ethical and moral responsibility that we sometimes have to uphold. We don't realize the fact that we can start initiatives and that we control parts of other people's life that are not as lucky as us. And we don't seem to understand that we have the right to be able to change this. Sure, me and Sebas started an initiative and worked on one, and maybe it was all for cash or something, but no, it doesn't always have to be like that. You guys can all do something. You guys can start an initiative, you can work on a project, you can spread awareness, you can do anything, just to make sure that incidents such as this never occur again, okay? To make sure that a new solution is made, and we all have to realize the power that we all hold in our hands. Thank you very much.